Hey everybody, welcome to Love and Relo, the voice of the relocation industry. I am your host, Ben Cross, and I am so phenomenally blessed and honored to bring you this show today. Anytime we could take a time out of our schedule, utilize our influence to help others and to bring about positive change in this world, I just feel like we have to do it. And today is one of those moments where we get to focus on the Foundation for Workforce Mobility through Worldwide ERC. We've got the chairman of the foundation, Ann Bartoloni, here. We've got the vice president of the foundation, Zeke Oaks, my good buddy. Zeke, maybe we'll tell some football stories. I don't know, Zeke, we'll see where it goes. And we've got Claas Eihlers, the CEO of Family Promise, the charity, which is the benefactor of the foundation this year. So we're going to hear from all of them. We're going to hear about how we can get involved. I urge you all to do so. And we're going to learn about the mission. And I'm just so excited to talk about this. Before we get started, let's go ahead and run a quick little promo right now. Quick little promo, let's run that. Save the date. The Gala 2020 is coming up. So if you've been to Worldwide ERC, you know about the Gala. You know it's a really big deal. People get really dressed up, spend a lot of money, and do a lot of good. So it's coming up. It's going to be virtual this year. At Time of Inspiration, it's called. It's Wednesday, October 28th through Friday, November 6th. It's a virtual, elongated gala. We've got online auctions. We've got connection with peers. There's a virtual walk. There's all sorts of things that our foundation leaders are going to talk to us about. We've got links down below for the golf event. We've got links to sign up for the gala, to donate, to get involved. So I urge you all to go do that. People are checking in right now. So let's go ahead and invite people to check in. Go ahead and register in the, not register, go ahead and give yourself a shout out in the comments. People are coming in on Facebook. They're coming in on LinkedIn. This is really awesome. Without further ado, let's go ahead and welcome our guests. Ann Bartoloni, how are you today?
Doing great, Ben. Thanks so much for having us.
It's so great to have you here. And I'm going to invite my good buddy here, Zeke Oaks. Zeke, how are you doing?
Hey, Ben. How you doing, man?
I'm great, man. It's good to see you.
Yeah, you too. Thanks for having us. This is awesome.
It's so much fun. It's great to get back together with y'all. I don't normally see you till, normally every October, right?
A couple times a year, right?
And I haven't had that. I haven't had my Zeke and Ann fix lately. So this is great, right? Cool. And then we've got a special guest here, Claas Eihlers, CEO of Family Promise. Hey, Claas, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic. It is great to be on the show, Ben. Thank you so much.
It's an honor to have you here. I can't wait to hear about your mission and what you're doing. Homelessness is something that's close and near and dear to my heart. I'm going to tell my quick little story while people are still coming in. My dad ministered at homeless missions when I was growing up, John 3:16 mission down in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Actually, he preached there quite a bit. He would do a lot of mental health services as well for homeless. A lot of things people don't know about the homeless population, and I'd love to hear about it, Claas, as you and your team are doing great work out there. So I'm very excited to hear from you today.
Looking forward to talking about it. Thanks.
Really quick, so people are coming in, and you know what, before we get into the meat of the matter here, let's go ahead and welcome some people to the program. If you're watching this right now, again, leave something in the comments. We're going to answer your questions, talk about your comments here. Let's see, Simon John's coming to us here from the UK. What's up, Simon? How you doing? It's gin and tonic time over there in the UK. Very cool. Let's see here. Molly Feldman, greeting from Jacksonville. Hey, Molly, Kristen McLaughlin. Hi, Ben and Zeke.
Hey, Kristen.
No particular order. What's up, Kristen? She's another one I missed from Worldwide ERC. Celeste, greetings from Colorado. This is great. Pam Metzger, greetings from Colorado. Hi, Ann. Thanks for doing this episode, Ben. It's a pleasure.
Hey, Pam.
Awesome. Tracy from New Jersey. Good afternoon. Hope everyone's having a good day. Fantastic. This is great. I want to go ahead real quick and, let's talk about the foundation real quick. I think that some people may not know what it is. So tell us about the foundation. What's the foundation?
Great. And again, before we get going here, Ben, cannot thank you and Janet enough for hosting us. We really are trying to kind of increase the visibility and awareness of the foundation. The foundation was created in 2004, so we've been around for 16 years. And it really was created to be the charitable organization, we're a nonprofit 501(c) for the mobility industry. So really, how can we make sure that we're energizing our global community through charitable giving. I think you have said it right at the beginning. We're all here. We want to make a difference. We want to do good work. And there are a lot of leaders of the foundation over the years who've done incredible things to help make it what it is today. Oftentimes people think of the foundation as, events. We do the golf in the spring, and we do the gala, or what used to be called the festival, in the fall.
Yeah, I remember that, the festival.
Remember that? Yeah.
Yep.
So we had a lot of festivals. Last year we had the gala in Boston, which was a really fun event if anybody went to that. Really, the purpose of those events is really around charitable giving. And how can they are fundraisers for our organization so that we can fund our charitable initiatives like donating to Family Promise. We have our scholarship program, which this year we had 13 high school seniors that we gave a scholarship to. And we really partner with the regional ERC groups to provide those scholarships. And then
how does that, and I just want to understand, because
sure.
I served on the board of a regional for about 3 years. How does that partnership work with Worldwide ERC and the regionals to do the scholarships?
So really the partnership works with the foundation. So the foundation, and Zeke actually really led the scholarship program this year. But we reach out to the regions. They have an opportunity to, identify a high school senior who has relocated in the past. They go through a whole process where they write an essay, they submit their application, they submit their essay, and then the regional group determines who the winner of that scholarship is. And then they send that information to the foundation, and the foundation provides a $1,000 scholarship to that student. Zeke, did I miss anything on that?
Yeah, I think what I would add to that really is that regional group participation, Ben. And I know, like I said, you served on the board, and I'm sure a lot of folks here that are joining have been on the boards of these, and I've dealt with them, or you've dealt with other folks in the past through the foundation. But, it starts at the regional level there. It's one of the ways we really partner with our regional groups, and we want to expand that. So, that's one of the initiatives the foundation has, is to really continue that partnership with the regional groups, with our global partners, with the YP40 group, all those folks. We really want to expand that reach. But the foundation and the scholarship program is kind of the first thing. So we reach out, the regionals all have their foundation or their scholarship winners, and a lot of times they get multiple applicants. And we're finding actually that regional groups are also either matching funds, and they're giving a higher dollar amount. So we're giving a couple thousand, 2,500, 3,000 between the two of us to that high school senior going off to college, or they're doing multiple scholarships. They're doing 2-3 scholarships because they're raising funds, they're taking the foundation's funds, and they're just making a huge difference. I believe, and this is I know we gave 13 individual scholarships, but from the folks that I talked to within all the regionals, I believe there was about 25 scholarships given out to high school seniors this year, which is just fantastic. Wow. Yeah,
that's a lot.
It really is. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, imagine the impact.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I love scholarships, right? Because you get to kind of peek into these young people's lives, and hopefully make a difference. I mean, are there any that have stuck out to you? Some of these young people, any stories or any folks that you can kind of recall or something that you could share with us? I love the stories.
Well, I'll take that one. As I read and I've been involved in the scholarship program for a couple of years, really near and dear to my heart. I'm also on the board as well for a regional group for Merck here in Minnesota, and I'm the vice president of that group as well. And I've been involved in that for years. And I'm that weird guy. Like, I read every story, Ben. Like, honestly, we were talking about a couple of days ago, Eve and who's on the board also, and Ann and I, and she's like, well, I want one that you cried about. I go, I cried about all of them, man. But it's like, that's who I am. I'm this big softie, right? Like, I don't know.
You just get a stack of stories and a box of tissues and just crush them on a Saturday afternoon.
Right. Yeah. Why not? Like Friday night, I don't watch Netflix and chill. I read about foundation and scholarship stories, and I just cry. That's all I do, right? Yeah. But and there's actually one gal, and I believe it was the Tennessee Relocation Council that came through. I don't know for sure, but she was actually a refugee that came to the U.S. from Ethiopia. And so she was a refugee. She came in her like early teens, or not like single digit. And then she came and she worked her way, and she needed a scholarship because her family didn't have a lot of the means and everything. And she used that scholarship. And that one just was really near and dear to my heart, because it was the struggle from escaping the turmoil her country was in and getting to the U.S. It was like the immigrant, story, right? It's like the immigrant winning story. And she was able to do that, and she was able to get into college, and she was being helped by a foundation. And that one stuck with me. And again, they all kind of stick with me. I'm a big softie, but that one was really, really moving to me when I read that. So it's pretty amazing. And that's the thing about what we're doing here is I want to do more. Like so far the foundation has been really lucky. We had a large charitable gift that we've been able to help and pull out of as well. But and Ann and I talk about this all the time, but we want to keep giving. We want to increase the amount of scholarships we're given. We don't ever want to turn anybody away. And the only way we can do that is through that giving and from the help of everybody here that's watching.
Right. And I would just add, all of those stories our viewers can find on the worldwideerc.org/foundation website. So if you go to our foundation webpage on the Worldwide ERC website, you can read all of the essays. It's really, really powerful. And as Zeke had mentioned, our goal is we want to increase the number of scholarships that we're doing. And it's just such a great program.
Let's talk about that, and I love the scholarships just for saying. And Claas, I promise we're gonna get to you, buddy. You got most of the show, man. You're gonna get the lion's share here. But while we're on this topic here, I love the fact that Zeke, that story you were telling is just so fantastic because it's what global mobility is all about.
Right.
You know, it's like you wrap the global mobility up with the American dream. You know, and that's that story you just told right there, and to be able to facilitate that through the Foundation for Workforce Mobility is just tremendous.
Well, there was a regional involved too. Like it came from the regional. It was all this big connection of what we can do when we work together, Ben. It's just amazing.
Tremendous. And Ann, you're talking about wanting to do more. You're talking about wanting to do more, right? And that's what I'm about too. How do we scale this, right? We got great ideas. How do we scale it, right? And that's what this program's about right now.
It is.
And so I encourage you all to follow those links at the bottom, and Janet's going to put them up. But follow those links to get involved. But Ann, how can we do more? What do you need from us and people that are watching in order to do more?
That's a great question, Ben. Thank you so much. And it really does. It's all of us coming together. And how we do more, my recommendation would be, to take a look at some of the links that are at the bottom of that website. People can donate to the foundation for our charitable initiatives. Participate in one of the fun, events that we have going on. We've got the Gala Auction coming up. We are looking for auction items. We have, tried to be very considerate and intentional about doing the gala this fall, knowing that everyone is in a very difficult environment. With COVID pandemic, you think about all the horrific fires out in the West Coast. So we are asking people just to give of your time, talent, and treasures as you're able. And, get the word out and get involved. And feel free to reach out to myself or Zeke or any of our trustee members or Eve Saib. And then also we'd like you to take a look at Family Promise's website. Claas is going to have some wonderful things to share, and Family Promise is doing some amazing things to help our low income and homeless families, and particularly in this year of COVID. So
if you're watching this right now and you've been involved with the foundation or Family Promise or the scholarships, I'd like you to just leave a quick little blurb, a little story about your what it's done for your life and how it's impacted you and how you've seen it working. I'd love to hear your story in the comments. We're going to be reading your comments. We're going to be reading your questions here, and I appreciate it. I see Eve and Kathleen Baker and all these people, commenting right now. Keep it up. I appreciate Michael Quigley out there. So keep that up. I want to pivot real quick to our special guest here, Claas. Okay, yeah. Claas, because this is really about you, today, and it's Claas Eihlers, CEO, Family Promise. Claas, tell us a little bit about Family Promise.
Thanks, Ben, and thanks so much to Ann and everybody at the foundation. You guys have been tremendous partners. I've actually gotten to go to a number of the events, meet incredible people, some of whom were active Family Promise volunteers. It's always cool when that happens. But I think then kind of to put it in a nutshell, Family Promise is the leading national organization addressing the issue of family homelessness. And I want to lean in on that because people think about homelessness and they think about it in a lot of the sort of customary images, guy panhandling and so on. And absolutely, those are folks that need help. But families make up about 35% of the people in this country who experience homelessness.
Wow.
And I'll give you one other stat. If you kind of think of a kindergarten classroom with 16 kids in it, according to the Department of Education, by the time that class graduates to first grade, one of those children will have experienced homelessness at some point in his or her life. Whether that is doubling up, staying in a car, sleeping in a motel, but not having control of their housing. So those are the people that we focus on, are those families. How do we get them from that instability to long-term sustainability? And we do three things essentially. We help prevent families from becoming homeless. We give them services when they're in crisis, and we do long-term stabilization. And we do this through local networks that partner in the community. We have about 200,000 people that volunteer in some way or other. And that's the beauty of this. You know, Anne may make a fantastic lasagna, and that's what she can do. And Zeke can play Uno, because every 6-year-old can play Uno, you know, and Ben can spend the night. And putting that all together, we're able to take families, right, from the worst time of their lives on a pathway to long-term independence.
I love it. And you talked about those three things, and I'd like to hear how you do each of those, you know, starting with the prevention piece. But I also have a lot of comments coming in here, and I want to honor those people that are getting engaged here in the comments. And I want to go ahead and let's visit with those people really quickly, and then let's come back to here and talk about how you actually execute on that mission. All right. So let's see, we got people checking in here, and I think what I'm seeing here is a lot of people's eyes are being opened right now about this issue. Sandra Clary, hi everyone. I'm so excited about learning more about Family Promise of the Foundation. I volunteer deeply in support of this community and as my heart. We have such an amazing community, Anne and Zeke and Claas.
We do. Yep. Thank you, Sandra. We're so grateful for you and your efforts and your passion, and we're here to help with anything that you might need.
Yeah, this is great. Mariella Benitez, hello from DC. Hey, Mariella, good to see you. Mariella is an immigration attorney. You know, when you're talking about the Ethiopian girl that came over, you know, I mean, there's so many opportunities to help. Merritt, hi, Ann. Hi,
Merritt.
There you go. Lovely. Michael Quigley, what's up, Z?
Hey, what's up, Quigs? How you doing, my friend?
Can I get to what's up, B? I mean, consonants are free, Quigley.
You're famous enough.
Bev Peabody, happy birthday, Z.
Oh no.
Oh my God.
He is our birthday guy.
Yeah.
Yep.
That wasn't supposed to come out. Thanks, Bev. Thanks a lot.
Is it today, right now, Z?
It's today, yeah, the 15th, yeah.
You know what we gotta do, right? We gotta sing happy.
I think we have to sing happy birthday, Ben.
Cos, can you count me down? Can you count me?
Right. 3, 2, 1.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Z. Birthday to you, buddy. All right.
Thanks, guys. You know I don't like that kind of thing, buddy. You know that. You did that on purpose.
That was great. Fantastic. So this is what I'm talking about. It's so much better when y'all contribute. Jane Fry, didn't know that. Hey, great, Jane. On the scholarship. Jamie Master, shout out from Mississippi. It's great. Janet, you know, we have a question here from Janet Turner, super producer Janet backstage.
Yeah, right.
Janet, we'll take this question here just because you're VIP, Janet. Janet, what do you think of scholarships or some sort of intern program in our industry for special needs individuals?
You know, and I'll just take that. I think that is an exceptional idea. And I know with some of the broader work that Worldwide ERC is doing, it's around advocacy, right? And how do we continue to expand the advocacy work that we're doing? And for me, that includes some of these things like the scholarship program. And I think there's so much more that our mobility ecosystem can be doing for special need individuals globally. So I think it's an exceptional idea.
Yeah, and I'll jump on that because I know Ben, I think you know, and Ann knows, but I actually have an autistic son. So I think that would be just amazing. Janet, that's a great idea, and you know, however we want to start that up, count me in. I'm in. So
I love it.
Great idea, Janet.
This is great.
And Ben, one other thing I'd like to kind of add that we do, one of our other charitable outreaches other than Family Promise and our scholarship program, is that we also have a disaster relief fund. So what we do is if we identify that there is a particular need, and actually the leadership team today was just talking about, as I'd mentioned earlier, the fires out on the West Coast. But, you know, we really want to look across, you know, our global community and say, where do we have specific needs and how can the foundation help with that? So, and again, we would like to do more of that in 2021. And then the last thing I'll add is that as we look ahead to the future, one of the things that we would like to look more closely at is how do we help our mobility community? We know that there have been a lot of our mobility members who have been furloughed, who have lost their job, who, might need, some assistance. And so we're partnering with Worldwide ERC and looking at different ways that how can we help our mobility ecosystem in this, really in this great time of need. So we have a lot of really exciting things that we're working on, and we are really, asking our mobility community to come along beside the foundation and help us raise some of our additional dollars for some of these initiatives.
That's awesome, Ann. That's really great. Let's see here. We got some other great comments coming in here as well. Obviously, people are very excited about the front page news right here. It's Zeke's birthday. We got a lot of that going on.
That is going to be the that's the headline.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
People are calling for an encore from William Taylor.
Yeah, right.
Just lost my job apparently to William Taylor.
Wow.
This is interesting, actually, Rory, and I appreciate you for sharing this, Rory, because I think it really drives home how real this is. And Rory says, I was homeless in 1994 for almost a year in Chicago, and one of the worst winters. It really makes you buck up and not give up. All the real people who help shows you who your real friends are. And Rory's a big fan of the show, Rory, and I appreciate you for sharing that. But it just goes to show you those types of stories. Claas, I mean, do you hear stories like that all the time?
Yeah, we hear so many stories like that. I think the first thing is, and it's interesting, I think the current times have really illustrated this. So many people are one paycheck away from homelessness. And I think that's something the past year has shown us. And in so many communities, you have families, parents are working, but the car breaks down. They get their hours cut back. House leaves. It's just one little thing that can get people from homelessness. And I'll share a story. One of our affiliates in Colorado had a guest in the program. She had 6 kids, including a special needs child. She'd been head of her PTA, but her husband left. She ended up in a very bad economic situation. Came to the program. Graduated, did really well, eventually came on board to be their part-time manager of volunteers, then became the assistant director, and now is the executive director. And since she has taken over, the organization's gone from having a $250,000 budget to a $1.2 million budget. They serve scores of families. She has testified to Congress, Karsten. And I think when we talk about family promise, on the one hand, it's the promise sort of we make to families, but it is just as much about the promise that families have in the sense of potential, right? That everybody, if you can give them a little bit of help, you can give them opportunities, they will get themselves back on their feet. And those children have a totally different future because we've been able to avert their homelessness. And that's ultimately what we're all about.
It's that whole hand up, not a handout kind of thing, right, Claas? Yeah. And I mean, we're so many people are a paycheck away, right? And we see that with our hunger advocacy here, and obviously homelessness. It's just an exacerbation of the same issue. I have a question for you, Claas, about the way you do what you do, and I guess it's part of here. So we'll start chronologically. You talked about 3 things. The first being prevention that you focus on. Can you talk about how Family Promise works to prevent homelessness? Yeah.
So a lot of families, and we know right now we have the national eviction moratorium, which is great. But so many families were behind, right? You lost your job. You saw the real loss of income. So you get behind on your rent and you're threatened with eviction. But often it's a relatively small amount. So we can work with families, help them with some of that funding, but then very importantly, work out what are the strategies to ensure long-term sustainability? So how do we work on financial capability? Do we help people get better jobs? Do we get them transportation? Because often transportation is the factor that stands between being housed and not housed. So
that's a huge issue here in Detroit, just to echo what you're saying, right? I mean, Detroit has a very poor public transportation system. If you don't have a car, you can't have a job. And it's true, I'm sure, in a lot of parts of the country, to be honest with you. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah. So that's really critically important because it's always about, it's not just about getting people in housing. How do you keep them in housing, right? So if they're at the risk of homelessness, how do we prevent that from happening? That's one of our pillars. And
what's the second pillar that you focus on?
Is when families do become homeless, how do we address them through shelter? And how do we do it in a way that is community-based, that's reinforcing, that's assuring, that's normative? So our program is designed to really have families interacting with volunteers in a very collegial way so that I mean, what you'll hear families say is, I didn't know what was going to happen to us, but we came into the program. I had no idea so many people cared. That is such a powerful sentiment. Obviously, families need funding. They need money for their housing. They need jobs, all of that. They also need that community support. Mm-hmm. And from the volunteers, what you'll regularly hear is, I get as much out of this as the families we served. And I think that's a beautiful sentiment.
Yeah, and I want to go off of that, right? Getting as much out as we give, or more many times, right? And I want to ask you, Zeke and Ann. And Zeke, I'll start with you. To that end, I mean, why was it that you chose to join the foundation, Zeke?
Well, serving is near and dear to my heart. I've done that a lot. I serve at church. I've served on our, food shelves here. I've done it since I was a little kid. My mom, actually, when I was, probably 9, 10 years old, we did not. So she was a single mom. So I was one of those people that was always one paycheck away from homelessness, by the way, but grew up in a trailer park, just my mom, single mom, just me and her. And it was tight, right? Like that was my life. But I'm better for it. It was great. It was amazing. But, we did not, she made sure I knew that we were still better than often a lot of others. So we went and served in like soup kitchens. That's what we did every Thanksgiving. We went, we served, right? Like we did things. Wow. And so that's been in my heart my whole life. So when I was able to, jump in and support the foundation, which is in my industry, around a bunch of people that I really like and a bunch of people I care about, and, helping organizations like Family Promise and some of the other charitable things that we can do, and things that, I do here in my local chapters. And, that was always in my heart. Like, I don't even think about it as work. I think about it as fun and helping people and being around people I like Ann and Eve and, just everybody, all the guys on the trustees, Gary and, just Bill and people I care about. It's awesome, right? Like Ben, and I know you and I have had this convo, man, like this is not even work. It's just fun. We just love it. So it's like
this is the payoff right here. Yeah. This is
totally.
The
yeah. It isn't even about work, and it's amazing. And Claas, I actually want to go back to you just for a second, Ben. I'm not trying to steal your thunder, but I want to make sure, Claas, one of the things that I want to make sure is like, how do we regionally, like we have regional groups here and a lot of them are watching, I think, I hope, right? And we know the foundation has partnered with you guys, but you're national. And I know some of our regional groups, like I know ARA in Arizona partners with you guys at Family Promise, but how do they get involved? Like how can Ben's group get involved with Family Promise if they want to? Like how do we do that? Can we talk about that?
I would love to. And I want to make this point. I think one of the reasons why it's such a beautiful partnership is we have the same exact mission. We want to put people in homes. Right? That's your industry. That's what we do. So it's this beautiful match. And what's so exciting about it is that anybody anywhere can contribute, can be involved. You get a local, so you go to our website, you can click on volunteer, and it'll drop down a geo menu, and you can see what are the different ways you can volunteer. So you can volunteer. Obviously, you can donate. You can donate in-kind services, in-kind goods. And at the very least, go to our website, learn more about the issue, and tell people about it. Because this is one of the big challenges, is people don't understand the extent of family homelessness that we have in this country and the devastating impact it has. Right? You really are altering a child's future when you are, when a child is experiencing homelessness. 8 or 9 times more likely to repeat a grade. So our website's pretty simple. It's www.familypromise.org, familypromise.org. And then you click on affiliate locations, volunteer, and you can find your local affiliate and get involved. And as I said, there's 3 skills you need to be able to volunteer for Family Promise. You have to have one of these 3. You need to either be able to eat, talk, or sleep.
I'm excellent at all of those.
Right, yeah, I got them all. Right,
volunteer.
Yeah. Hey, and Claas, sign me up to play Uno. I'm actually pretty good at it. Oh gosh, he's in college now. Ben, my oldest, is in college now, by the way. Holy cow. This first year he's a freshman, but he taught me how to play spicy Uno. You guys ever heard of that? I don't know what it is, but some new kind of Uno, and it's
a family program, Zeke.
It's really cool. No, it's not like that kind of spicy. It's like you can't talk and you got to slap the table and there's a 7, but it's so fun. And I want to teach some people there. That'd be sweet. So I'd love it, Claas. That's awesome. Thank you.
Ben, you can do your next show on spicy Uno.
Yeah.
Right. We might do a fundraiser. We might do a spicy Uno fundraiser. I'm not much of a golfer, but I can learn spicy Uno,
Oh, geez.
Right? Yeah. That's fantastic. Well, speaking of getting involved, right, let's go into these events in detail, right? Because, Ann and Zeke, you've put together such a great program through the foundation for people to get involved, to get engaged, also to fundraise, also to have a lot of fun and network. So tell me this year's different. This year's really different, right?
Really different.
So how are we taking the programs that we've put together, that we've all come to know and love, and how are we virtualizing them in order to still do a lot of good? And let's
yeah, I'll go ahead and kick us off, and then I'll turn it over to Zeke. So again, like I said earlier, we've tried to be very intentional about what we do this fall, again, knowing the environment that we're all working in, again, both professionally and personally. So we are going to be doing a gala auction. We are not going to, we made a decision not to do to try to do a big virtual gala party and have everybody spend 3 hours on a Zoom call. We just know we all spend our all day long on Zoom. So we said, let's just keep it
a little
simple.
zoomed out.
We're a little zoomed out. This is a fundraiser. So we will be doing the auction. We are starting to get auction details in right now, which is great. The Gala auction will be live beginning Wednesday, October 28th, to coincide when Global Workforce Mobility kicks off, and hopefully everybody has registered for Global Workforce Mobility. And it will take us through November 6th. So that's the first event. And then we're going to have some videos incorporated in there so people can go online anytime, look at the auction items. They can sponsor the auction if they want to. The next thing we have is and I'll just kind of switch gears here a little bit.
Let me stop you real quick,
go.
Ann, because
Sure,
you bring something up that I'm really curious about.
You bet.
So people are like, okay, auction, sweet. I got some stuff laying around that's really valuable that I want to donate, right?
Yep.
How do I donate that?
So how you can donate is, again, go to the worldwideerc.org/foundation website. That'll be our webpage.
Which is down at the bottom, scrolling right now.
Scroll down. Oh, yeah. And then you just click on, I want to participate. I think it's, I want to participate in the Gala auction.
Okay.
And then if you want to if you want to sponsor, there's a link there. If you want to have an auction item, there's a link there. If you have any trouble at all, again, you can feel free to reach out to myself, Zeke, or Eve, and we'll make sure we get you to the right place. There's just a form you have to fill out, take a picture of whatever auction item you want to donate, and that's it. It's pretty simple. And then we'll put it
now, if you hear Ann right now, I want you to go to that website. It's right there, worldwideerc.org/foundation. It's very simply spelled, unlike the golf one. And I want you to go there right now, and I want you to donate something, and I want you to get involved. And when you do that, I want you to shout yourself out in the comments so we can recognize you right now. Okay. We're doing live. We're doing a live.
Way to go, Ben.
Right.
Thank you.
All right.
The other thing that we're going to be doing is that we're going to be hosting a virtual walk. We had a virtual walk in the spring because obviously we were not able to come together as a community. So we're going to be doing a virtual walk. I'll let Zeke go into a little bit more of the details, but that will be October 28th through November 1st.
That's a long walk, Ann. A long walk. That's like a Forest March. I think I can make it to walk
right. Oh, anywhere, anytime. We want pictures. And I will tell you, our virtual walk that we held in the spring was more successful than any of the in-person on the boots ground walks that we've had in the past. And it's because really we can engage our entire global community, which is fabulous.
I saw the pictures from the first walk in the spring, and it was awesome. People were going on these trails by their house, and it was really cool because then you got to see people in their element and how their life. And that was, that's one of those things where we're in a virtualized environment. And of course, everybody's talking about, well, how that's, constricting and everything, but in some ways it allows you to be even better. And I think it's so interesting what you just said about how it was a more successful walk this year virtually than it's even been in the past. And I love that concept. And I think this is one of those things that's going to be a home run for you.
We do too. Well, we're really excited.
Yeah, and I want to jump on that just for a second.
Go for it, Zeke.
One of the things, and Ann knows how passionate I am about the walk and what happened there and the different things, but I want to mention, we may never not have a virtual walk again. We may have both. When we get in person, we all want to get together. We want to walk that. But guess what? Then how many continents? Ben, I'm going to let you guess. How many continents chimed in for the walk in spring? How many continents do you think? 2, 1? What do you think?
I'm going to say North America, South America, Europe, Asia. I'm going to go 4.
6.
Australia.
6. Australia.
Continents.
Yeah, 6 continents. We had people on 6 continents participate in our walk in the
If
spring.
you're watching this from Antarctica, I need you to get involved, okay?
Right, get on it.
I know it's
I
going
want
to get
pictures
cold
with
late
penguins.
October, but I need you to get involved, okay?
Pictures with penguins.
We've already got people who are participating in the auction.
Oh,
Rory has auctioned off a dinner date with Ben Cross.
Wow.
Sure to bring a lot of money. Sure to bring
Yep.
a bunch of bucks.
Yeah, I know it's expensive.
Thank
Tim,
you, Rory.
a little more affordable option. Tim Quirk is offering a virtual cuddle. So let's keep thinking. Maybe we can get some better ideas, but we're starting.
Love the creative juices that are going.
I love it. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah.
The thing that we're going to be doing after the walk is we're partnering with the YP40 group, Ben, which you obviously are part of, and right after our walk, YP40 is going to kick off Health Week. It's going to be called Run, Eat, Sleep, Repeat Week. So we're really excited to come alongside all of our YP40 folks and support their efforts there. And then we'll have a Fairways for the Foundation event, which is our annual golf event, which we normally do in the spring. We're now going to do in the fall, and Zeke will talk more about that. And then last but not least, what I'm really excited to share is that on October 29th, I believe it is, during Global Workforce Symposium, we are going to be awarding the H. Chris Colley 2020 Award to the recipient. So it's all kept under wraps. We're not telling anybody who the winner is, which is a really big ordeal. It typically is awarded every 4 years to our mobility community members who have been nominated because they exhibit the leadership qualities of Chris. And I think we're all pretty familiar with Chris. And so again, that will be Thursday, October 29th.
Yeah, this year's winner's an icon. I can't talk about it, but yeah, this year's winner's an icon, but I can't talk about it. They're going to be amazing.
Yeah, secret, under wraps until October 29th. So Zeke, maybe you can share a little bit more about the walk and the golf.
Yeah, well, and one thing I didn't get to on the walk there, we got hijacked by some comments, which were great, by the way. Tim Quirk's idea of the cuddle session, I don't know how far that's going to go, but we'll see.
This far. All right.
Yeah. One of the things I want to highlight on the walk, and it's going to be totally counterproductive of everything I just asked for, right? But so we changed in the spring that we did not ask for money. We did not want you to sign up for anything. We even went out and got our engagement partners, and we didn't ask them to sponsor and give money either. What we did is we said, we want you to be involved and we want to be a part of it. And if you feel like in your heart you want to give us some money, great. Here's where it goes. Here's what it's for. We raised over double the amount of money we've ever raised before by doing that. That tells you the heart of this industry and the people that are talking and on this show right now and what we're at. And that just blew our minds. And I actually kind of started that, and people thought I was crazy. They're like, "Are you sure?" I'm like, "Let's just give it a shot." And we just blew it away. And I just knew it. I knew it was going to happen because I know the people in this industry, and I know people that are watching right now, and I know how we are. And that's just so amazing to see that. And we want to keep doing that. And that's what it is. There's no cost to it. Whatever you want to do, just sign up, be engaged, send us pictures, send us cool videos. We love the videos of people, like you said, bring it. Guess what else? We did it that weekend. You said it's a long walk, Ben. I expect you on my doorstep by about Sunday, okay? You better be there. And we'll catch a game. We'll catch another football game, brother.
I'll walk from the bus station,
Yeah, we'll catch another football game Sunday. But that's also Halloween, right? There's on Saturday. So how much fun will it be to get some costumes? We got a little contest going on. My good friend Kate Resinger she's helping out with this, leading it. She wants to do a costume contest and get some little things there. So it's going to be super fun. And I mean, I just can't imagine the what we can get from a video shoot with our walk, with the costumes and all the different continents and all different things. How much fun is that going to be?
Families, I'm sure families are going to be involved. I mean, that's awesome.
And pets. We love the dogs and cats.
Yeah,
and all
pets are sick in there.
All the furry friends.
Claas, you got a pet, right?
I actually have back here a bearded dragon in my office.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
My sister used to have a bearded dragon. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, the story behind him is somebody in my town had to get rid of him because his wife was having a baby, and he's a foul-tempered, unsocialized lizard. And he said, but somebody's got to take him, otherwise, he's not going to have a home. And I saw it, and I said, well, if he's homeless, we got to help him. He didn't want to. My wife saw it, and she said, what idiot is going to take that lizard?
And where did he end up, Claas?
In my office.
At your office, at the office. Not at home, though, right?
Oh, this is great. This is great.
Right.
I want to get into I want to get into the golf, but before we do, I want to read some of these great comments here. We've got people here checking in. Shout out to Eve. Eve Side reminds us where the links are. Good call to action there.
Thanks,
Eve.
Janet shared her experience volunteering for SRRC and the scholarships here. Let's see. We got some people shouting out foundation team. Let's see here. Eve. Let's see. You guys are the best. Love the support everyone gives. That's great. Great encouragement. People are shocked by the percentages. 35% of homeless folks are families. Let's see here. We got a question here. Janet had a question here. Does Family Promise, are you familiar with Move for Hunger? Is there any overlap there?
Yeah, I'm familiar with Move for Hunger. We get a lot of food through our volunteers, so we don't tend to need to partner with those kind of food organizations. But Move for Hunger is a great organization.
Nice. All right. Let's see here. People are very inspired by Rory's story here. I'm going to share this, Rory, because I think it's just so pertinent. I appreciate you sharing. Rory's talking about his homelessness when he was homeless back in '94. When it's happening, you feel so embarrassed. Then you realize from the people that help you that you don't need to be embarrassed. They don't think that they are better than you. They just want to genuinely help.
Claas, you mentioned that earlier, the care, knowing that people care.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Rory, thank you so much for sharing your story. That really is incredible, and just really appreciate you for raising it up, because it brings us home to all of us, right? I know when we were talking earlier with Claas and Zeke and Eve, we were talking about that there are probably people that we know that, maybe, we just weren't aware of what some of that history is, and it's really good to raise some of those things up. So thank you.
Yeah, I really appreciate that. And I think there's a lot of other people out there that have had maybe experiences or maybe know somebody who has, right? And it's probably a lot closer to home than we think even. People are continuing to provide suggestions. I'm definitely, people are saying, Rory, you inspired me. They're getting involved with their local affiliates. Tim Quirk, shout out to you, says he's getting involved in his local Western New York affiliate for Family Promise.
Awesome.
Wonderful.
Let's see here. John Fort from Campbell's there out in New Jersey. Great initiative to address a critical need with love and compassion. This is great. I really, really appreciate Justina there. Loving it there. Rory has one last suggestion. I'm sure it's not the last. Auction off a hat. Auction jacket, pocket square.
Ben Cross Clothing Consulting. That's what that is. Yeah. Wardrobe consultant from Ben Cross.
I'm definitely in for one of those. But now let's go to the golf, right? Because I know the golf's a major fundraiser. I'm very intrigued on how we're going to do this virtually. And I'll be honest, I have some unsolicited advice.
Oh, we'll take it. We'll take it. Yeah.
Go ahead, Zeke. Tell me about the golf event.
We kind of added it a little bit after. We normally do it in a spring event, and one of our trustees, Bill Worth, who a lot of you guys know, is an amazing human being. He loves to play golf, and with this time of COVID, right? Like, it's hard. You can't always get together. A lot of states, you can't go down and even sit in a restaurant, that kind of thing. But golf has been something that they kind of let go, and you can still golf and have social distancing and all that kind of stuff. So a lot of people are out golfing. I know I play a little bit of golf, and I go out and I'm golfing almost every week. And I know Bill plays, and Gary Grun plays, and Thomas Bailey, he's a golfer. A lot of these guys go out and golf a lot. So we thought, well, why not just add it, right? Like, fun, it's fall, let's just do it. And we can do that virtually, right? Like, we can just get together. And so we kind of did a shout out. We put together, Bill did a lot of this. And again, even earlier, we didn't do this. We have a ton of people that volunteer and help us. Like, Ann and I are just up here, like, being supported by some incredible human beings, making this look really easy. But so there's all these folks out there. And so Bill did a shout out. We started with the regional groups, and we're thinking that if you're in a regional group or you want to just put together your own team, you go out, you put together a foursome, you go out anytime between September 25th and Sunday, November 1st. And we started it earlier because some of us live in Minnesota, right? Or up Michigan, right? Right? Yeah. We might be getting snow pretty soon. So we started it early. So let's get it out there, right? And all you got to do is do that. And we would love some fun videos. We want to see some balls going in the woods. We want to see guys jumping in the water to retrieve their club that they threw in there. Really like cool stuff, right? Like, that's what we want to see. So, that, and then you just post your score and you send it in, and we have just register on the website there. It's $250 for a foursome, and then you take your greens fees when you're there, but you can play wherever you want to. Just send us whatever you want to do. You can post a scorecard, send it in. There's a bunch of stuff on there, and it's really meant to connect us in a time that it's harder to connect. Like you said, Ben, we can't get connected. We can't be together. I can't get a big Ben hug, right? Which I want, but I can't get one, man. I'll take it virtual, but I want a real one, right? But let's get connected, right? Let's get out there. Let's play some golf, throw it out there. We could do side bets. I might have heard I've already been challenged in a side bet for my foursome with Gary Grun's foursome, but I don't know. I think it's out there. So, let's have some fun with it, right?
That's awesome. That's fantastic. I think about, so I'm not a huge golfer, but I do play from time to time, a couple rounds a year, right? It's my thing. And I think, what's that?
Best ball. You don't need just a couple of good shots, and you've added your team.
That's what I bring to the table. A couple of good shots, a couple of good laughs.
Right.
And so, but I think it'd be really cool if everybody's playing simultaneously and entering their scores simultaneously, and then we have a centralized leaderboard so we can kind of see who's climbing the rank, like you're watching the Masters or something, and they're climbing the rank.
That's interesting.
So blew the putt, and all of a sudden Gary jumps Zeke's foursome,
Yeah, that would be fun.
I think it'd be a lot of fun, and then people could check in or something like, "Hey, I'm out here, and Zeke just shanked it in the water. I can't believe this numbskull. What are we doing?"
And the whole feed would be that. That's all you'd get. Is Zeke shanked in the water? Zeke shanked in the water. That'd be the whole thing.
Why did I get Zeke? I should have got Brenda Thoney Johnson out here. I don't understand why I picked.
Yeah, she is a stick. She can play.
She can play.
Yep.
So anyway, but no, I think it's going to be great. I think the community is really going to come out and support this. I'm really excited. Eve in the comments wrote, "Would you like to put together a group of golf to support the foundation? Please visit 2020 WERCF for foundation golf.chester.com."
Eve's coming in clutch with the write-ups here. I love it.
Thanks. Thank you, Eve.
She's doing great. So if you want to impress Eve, go ahead and register for a foursome there, okay?
Right.
Let's see here. We got some great comments coming up here. Love to hear your comments. Love to hear your thoughts on the foundation. If you go ahead and register right now, drop that in the comments. We're going to go ahead and give you a shout out. You can go ahead and write your company's name in there too. We'll give them a shout out as well. If you want to challenge somebody, okay, go ahead and challenge. If you want to challenge Steve,
that would be fun. Let's go.
Yeah.
No, put it in the comments.
Not scared. Not scared. Let's go.
This is great. We got some people. Ben, look up Golf Genius. Ooh, so Golf Genius, there's an app for that.
There's an app for that, right? Yeah.
Yeah, you can use that app for live scoring for tournaments. Caleb.
Interesting.
Right, nice. Thanks, Caleb.
This could be interesting. I wonder if there's also, you can put side bets via Venmo and you guys take a piece. I don't know. All right. Take a little dig. Let's see here. People are Adam Lowy, actually founder of Move for Hunger. He actually asked, "Can you describe what it's like to volunteer at Family Promise? We would love to have our team volunteer our time." They're out in New Jersey. So Claas, what's it like to volunteer, and how can people, what's that day-to-day, what's that experience like?
Yeah, it's interesting too, because you have a kind of a pre-COVID and a post-COVID dynamic, because obviously a lot of interaction, particularly in New Jersey, is not something you can do right now. But what people are finding are other ways to volunteer. Like, we're doing a lot of stuff virtually. And I'll just give you an example. You can do this with somebody and help them with their resume, right? So that they can be positioned for a better job, or help them with things about budgeting, tutor children. So there's actually a lot of different ways. And if Adam's in New Jersey, we've got 18 affiliates in New Jersey. So Adam, you're not far from one. I think each affiliate kind of tells you what's the best ways that they can use volunteers right now. And then I think when things get back to normal again, it'll be a lot more Uno and lasagna as well.
Right, yeah. Well, and honestly, Adam pulled out, but these are great events for regional groups too. Like, we've done things, not Family Promise, but we've done some of the affiliates, like Cornerstone is big here in the Twin Cities, and there's some great groups. I'm sure you know these groups, right? But we've done that, and I know regional leaders are always looking for events they can do to actually touch the community, right? Like, I think it's really great to get in there and touch the community and work side by side with people in your industry, really helping. It doesn't always have to be financial, right? It can be, get in the earth, right? Like, organically, let's get in there. So I think these are great regional events too. So you regional leaders that are out there and you guys that are doing, let's look at that. Let's partner with Family Promise if we can, or if you just want to do an event, let's go out and volunteer in your community.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's kind of what my philosophy is always. People give from where they're at, right? They give of their time, their talent, or their treasures, whatever is available to them. And Adam, I just want to do a real quick shout out to you and your team for all the wonderful things that Move for Hunger does. It is such an important initiative. So thank you. And thank you for the question. And just really appreciate all the efforts that you do.
And it sounds like he and his team are in. So
yay, let's do it.
I love it. I love when people make the commitment right now in the moment, because let's be honest, right? We're all on the fence. We're all super busy. We all have a million things coming at us, right? And I love if you're just watching this right now, if you'll just make the commitment to either volunteer your time, to Ann's point, your time, talent, or treasure, whatever you can give, volunteer it, throw it in the comments. We'll give you a shout out. I'm loving what I'm seeing here. I'd love to see more of this. Mary Beth Nitz here, going to try to pull together a foursome with some of my Altair golfing buddies.
Great.
I think that's fantastic. Yep. Big shout out to Altair also, who's sponsoring our trivia on Friday. Let's see here. Eve, shouting out Mary Beth for sure. This is great. Adam's all about family problems. Let's raise some money. Awesome. You know, keep dropping that in the comments. Go ahead and hit that like button, hit that celebration button. Give everybody a round of applause here right now. Everybody that's tuning in. If people are just tuning in now, Zeke, I want to ask you, if people are just tuning in now, give us a rehash on maybe your top 3 ways that they can specifically get involved right now with the foundation and to support Family Promise.
Right. So we have events coming up, right? So you got the Global Workforce Symposium coming around. We have events. The foundation has a whole bunch of events going on. We got this golf event that starts just on 25th of September, anytime between then and November 1st. So get involved, put a foursome together, go in and register, $250 for a whole foursome. Go have fun, send us information, send us your videos, your fun stuff that we talked about, guys. We also have the virtual walk, which will be the 28th through the 1st, right around Halloween. Again, same as walks in the past, but it's virtual. The spring one was super well attended. Hopefully you guys will all come back and get some more of your friends. 6 continents. Let's make it 7 this time, right? We got shout out somebody in Antarctica. Let's get involved, right? You know, so that's our other event. And then we have the auction. That's really our big event, right? Which will be, you know, we'll go the entire time. It'll go until the 6th. It'll go from October 28th until November 6th. You'll have a whole bunch of items on there. We need donations still. We need sponsors. And then another thing we didn't really cover earlier, Ben, but we do need people to sign up to be part of the auction, to get in, get on the app, get in there, bid on it, and you get to see what the bids are. You get to outbid Ben for everything, because he's Mr. Moneybags, right? To outbid Ben and you know, get all your stuff, because there's really cool stuff on there. I mean, we get all kinds of amazing stuff. We get high dollar items. We get like TVs mounted from, like, you know, CMS has sponsored that every year, like mounted TV. They come, and I bought it one year, right? They come into your house, they put up the 70-inch TV on your wall, all that stuff, you know, and it was charitable. So I got to, you know, that whole deal. It was amazing. And I did nothing. I just sat there and waited. I'm like, all right, football game's on in like 20 minutes. Hurry up, guys.
TikTok, guys. TikTok.
Yeah, let's go. What time's the money? Here, come on. I gotta watch my show here. Watch Ben's Cowboys lose. Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. Did I come out? Sorry.
So what else? Okay, so first, this is an important step here. So if you're watching this right now, no matter what you intend to do on the auction, you need to go register first, so that you even have the ability. Because when they're hitting, when it's going, you got to be in the action here, guys. All right. So go to world.erc.org/foundation. Right. That's where you go to register for the auction.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
So everybody needs to go there right now in a separate window. Don't close this, in a separate window. Okay. Go there and register for the auction. Okay. Just to get in the game. Now you're in the game. Now what? Now you guys need items to auction. What types of items are you looking for? What are some of the hot items that get a lot of bids?
You know, that's actually a great question. So I got a whole auction committee. I lead the auction committee and help Eve. And I got like 12 or 14 individuals help me out that are just some amazing human beings that are like calling you guys. And they'll be calling some of you guys. So take their call, answer their email, get involved, give some auction items, right? But, you know, we've gotten some really cool stuff. Like we've had like some wine stuff. We've gotten, somebody donated a whole home setup because so many people are working from home, Ben. So like 2 nice screens and like the connectivity and all that stuff, because we're all there. And maybe we got just our screen on our little laptop, or maybe got one old screen with like a cranky cord falling off or whatever. But like, we're getting that kind of stuff. Maybe we, maybe
right here. I need
maybe we need that. Show everybody what that is, Ben. The screen, the stuff, the lights.
I got wires everywhere. It's embarrassing, but I got wires everywhere.
Oh,
okay,
it's awesome, man.
It's a fire hazard, honestly.
Right. Maybe we get a ring thing, right? Like that, so we can all have that nice glow to us, like you have right now. But like that stuff would be amazing. And any like subscription stuff for people. Like I heard somebody, and I think it might have been Eve, that like a bacon of the month club. Like sign me up for that. Like I'm going to bid on that. Nobody, you won't get that, Claas. I know you're going to want it too, but I'm going to get that. Like bacon of the month is awesome, right? Beer of the month. There's all kinds of cool stuff. So that's cool stuff. Like, you know, we can't do as many sports tickets and those things that we maybe did in the past because there's no fans, right? Like you can't even go. You know, trips are going to be tough, like that we've gotten from people, generous people in the past. That's going to be harder because it's harder to travel and people aren't as excited about that. But some of these other things are really awesome, right? Like I think that's a super, you know, those are really good events and items. And I don't know, Ann, if I missed anything, or Ben, if you can think of anything, you know, let us know. We're always looking.
Of a trip to Minneapolis to stand in a parking lot and look at the outside of a stadium while the Vikings play. I think that's a trip of a lifetime.
We actually had tickets. We just didn't go, but whatever, you know. That's the greatest. Yeah.
Oh, that was that's a true story.
Those are all great.
Ann, I got one more thing to ask for everybody before we go. I know we don't have much time, but Ann, what did you have to add? So
I was going to say, you know, in addition to the auction items, the other ask that I would have of the viewers is if you haven't already, go out on Facebook and LinkedIn and follow the Foundation for Workforce Mobility page. That's really how that's going to be our primary source of communication. We'll have all the links to our events on that page. We'll be providing updates. So again, Foundation for Workforce Mobility on LinkedIn and Facebook. Follow us, and you'll learn more.
Yeah, share us, tag us, all that good fun stuff. Ben, you know the gig on that. Then, and we're kind of new to that, like, right?
It's share, like, comment over and over.
Like and comment, like share, like, comment. Yeah, it's all good. Maybe hashtags in there, you know, maybe tag Claas, make his phone get annoyingly blown up there.
Right.
Claas,
also follow Family Promise while you're at it too.
And yes.
Claas, it's very sunny where you are, but I think you can still hear me, okay?
Something happened. All of a sudden, I'm on this sort of like...
Yeah, Claas is currently enduring the rapture right now. Claas, if you can hear me right now, and if you can... Scene. Okay. Claas, if you can hear me right now, though, I would like to hear one more story just about your organization, just to kind of bring this home to everybody. I know, again, you interact with so many folks that your organization touches on a daily basis. I would love to hear just maybe another story of how Family Promise is helping.
Yeah. You know, I'll tell this as a really short story. A couple of years ago, I was visiting our affiliate in Philadelphia, and the director and I were talking. She said, "Oh, you just missed one of our former guests who was here when she was a teenager with her family, right? So she was homeless with her family in the program when she was a teenager." She said, "She just stopped by because she's on break from medical school." Right? That's what this is all about. And that's, you know, that's where Family Promise comes in. It's the promise to families, but it's also the incredible potential that every family has if you just give them the opportunity. Again, I just want to thank the foundation for their support. I've had such a great time being at their events. It's incredible people. I love our shared mission, Ben. I thank you really for giving us a little platform here. And I'd ask everybody, just learn more about, you know, we want you to support us in all different ways, but at the very least, walk away and learn a little bit more about family homelessness and share that with people, because we can solve this. We have everything we need in this country to solve this problem if we just work together on it.
That's
agreed. Well said. Mm-hmm.
It's fantastic, Claas. Thank you so much. As we do look to conclude here, I'm going to go around the horn and just kind of ask everybody for just a final word or final thought that you'd like to share with everybody that's tuned in today. And thank you so much if you've gotten involved in the questions and the comments. Go ahead and if you've donated or if you signed up, or if you're going to get a foursome together, whatever, leave that in the comments. Let people know. Hit that like button if you haven't done it already. And Ann, I'm going to start with you and just ask you to give us a final thought.
You know, again, my final thought is, again, first of all, you know, Ben, we're so honored to be on your show and really appreciate it. And, you know, our partnership with Family Promise is critical. We know that when we all come together as a mobility community, global mobility community, we can really move mountains. We've seen that with a lot of the work. Think about all the charitable work that our industry is involved with. So we just appreciate the opportunity to share our message, to talk about our various different charitable initiatives, and thank our mobility community for your engagement and participation. And Claas, thank you so much for being on the show today.
Thank you, Ann.
Mm-hmm.
That was wonderful, Ann. Thank you so much. It's an honor to have you. Zeke, I'd like to ask the same thing of you, a final word.
Yeah. Again, Ben, thanks for sharing this. And, this is just kind of what we do, right? Like this whole altruistic giving, that's what we're all about. Like, that's what all of us are about. And this is, I think Ann said it best about what, who we've got and the team we've got here. But like, I want to think bigger. Like, this is the beginning, everybody, right? Like everybody out there, our whole industry, this is the beginning. There's no stopping us, right? We can get bigger and bigger, and more scholarships, more help Family Promise, more help some other folks. We can do this, right? Like, we have so much heart in this industry. I don't want to stop. Let's just keep going.
I love it, Zeke. I'm with you, buddy. Let's do it. Let me know how I can help. Klaus, would you like to close this out, sir?
Sure. So remember, we've got this beautiful shared mission, right? Home is where the future begins for children. And we want to put people in homes the same way that you do it. It's why we're this wonderful partnership. And Cheryl is also, she texted here to remind everybody, I do a similar program on Facebook Live every Friday at 4 and have pretty interesting guests. Maybe, Ben, you can be a guest at some point down the road.
Be honored.
Yeah, make sure to check out more about us and follow us as well, too. Thank you guys so much, Ben. Thank you. I really, really appreciate your graciousness in hosting us. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And I'm getting a note here from my producer. Is there a Claas in 60 seconds that we need to talk about?
That's our Facebook. It's actually 20. It started out as like 60-minute blips that we threw out there because that's about as much of me as most people can tolerate. But somehow they discovered that 20 minutes on Facebook is palatable, and I did the 20-minute. But we kept the brand of Claas in 60 seconds.
Awesome. Fantastic. Thank you so much to everybody who got involved in the comments, the community. Shout out to Rory. I appreciate you sharing your story, buddy. Thank you so much to Eve. Thank you so much for everybody who stepped up and made a commitment in the comments today to get involved and support the foundation and just support this wonderful charity. So excited to see what happens here. I'm excited to get involved myself personally. Thank you so much to Ann and Zeke and Klaas. I really appreciate you all being here today. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Yeah, thank
All
you.
right, take care, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.
All right. See ya.